Sometimes animals find themselves in such terrible situations that it becomes our duty to come to their aid. And it doesn't matter if it's a harmless pet or a dangerous predator. Watch the video to the end and see for yourself. As some goats were being herded, one of them suddenly fell unconscious. The others were dragging it by the neck behind them, which was strangling it. But look at how important this goat's life is to this shepherd. This baby bear with a plastic jar stuck on its head used the last bit of its strength to swim over to some people for help. Water had already begun filling the jar, and the humans had very little time to decide to help it.
Yes!
Gotcha.
Yeah, go. We saved our little bear. Swim happy.
Even a bird as powerful as an eagle can't fight off the deadly grip of a snake. All it could do was get out on the road and hope that people would come to the rescue. Turns out that was the right decision. After a dam had been closed, this man accidentally stumbled upon an exhausted deer at the bottom of the lake. He immediately orchestrated a rescue mission for it. This is what real human kindness looks like.
No, kurde.
This 8-meter-long, 15-ton whale turned out to be completely helpless on land, but a whole group of people struggled against waves and the animal itself for 4 hours to push the whale as far as possible from the shore and give it the opportunity to swim away.
What's the fun, Danny?
Watch these random passers-by resuscitate a squirrel like a human after it got an electric shock.
Es reanimación, papá. Estamos viendo.
Now the poor thing's okay and ready to go home. These guys saw a roe deer with ice clumped all over its body, but they had no idea how serious it actually was. The animal couldn't open its eyes or mouth. Even its ears were clogged with snow. If not for the human's help, this poor fella would have simply starved to death.
Молодец.
A cyclist noticed a bird that couldn't cross the road because of extreme heat. Sometimes just a sip of water is enough to save a life. This poor bear got tangled up in a wire trap and was desperately trying to free itself. But in its panic, it only harmed itself even more. To be able to help the bear, it first had to be put to sleep for its own safety and that of the rescuers.
Kanama var mı acaba? Yok. Yedim ya, sıktığı için. Evet.
A tiny calf got trapped on the shore of a choppy river, and it was only a matter of time before it spent all of its energy and sank to the bottom. But suddenly, this man decided to risk his life in order to save the animal, and that united people around the creature's desperate plight. This red deer had gotten trapped in icy water and could no longer get out due to severe hypothermia. But the locals pulled it out and tried to warm it up by a fire, but that wasn't enough.
Хорошо, пусть теплом отдает, но...
So they took the animal to a shelter till the deer was nursed back to health and returned to the forest. This cat was so thirsty, it was begging passers-by in the park to turn on the fountain. Good thing there are still good people in the world. This eagle damaged its wing and couldn't take off or even get out of the water. Fortunately, these people came to its aid and gave it a ride in their net. They had no idea that they had just rescued a rare, endangered species. This is Mr. Stubbs, an alligator that lost its tail while being transported illegally by animal smugglers. Using 3D technologies, engineers were able to make him a new tail, and now he can swim again.
Relax. You see, no, he did great there.
That's what an alligator would do in the wild.
This woman is so fearless that she decided to give a drink to a snake dying of thirst. Don't try this at home. If you've never seen snakes drink either, write in the comments. This giraffe's leg got stuck in a fence and it was completely helpless under the scorching sun. People had to dismantle a part of the fence to save it, all while risking being attacked by other animals.
He's alive. He's alive. He's going. We just saved him. Yes.
This little dolphin got caught in a fishing net and finally had to resort to desperate measures. It threw itself ashore in the hope that people would help. This scene just breaks my heart. The poor dog ended up on an ice floe, and although the shore was very close, it had simply accepted its doom. But this man jumps right into the icy water from the ship to give it another chance at life. What happened to this horse is what your mother warned you about when you were a kid. It fell through a manhole. Local citizens had to turn to the fire department for help, who then used a saw and a huge excavator to free the poor animal. This man went to throw his garbage away and found some fluffy thieves in the dumpster literally begging for help after becoming trapped.
I'm gonna save the whole family. Wow! You not scared of me?
So he had to improvise a makeshift ladder for raccoons.
Alright. Alright, next. Hey, up. Yeah, you're welcome, you little shithead.
Looks like this baby elephant tried to escape the heat in a hole and got stuck. Fortunately, this man found it in time and gave the emaciated animal a drink and then called for help to dig a hole. The rescue mission lasted over 2 hours before they could get the young animal out. These brave firefighters pulled more than 150 piglets out of a fire while simultaneously putting the fire out on a pig farm. True superheroes. Incredibly, a tire somehow ended up on the neck of this giraffe and began injuring it. So the vet team at Haller Park immediately sprang into action to save it at the risk of being crushed by the huge animal itself. Due to a quick-moving tide, a young orca got stuck on land and was completely helpless, but her call for help was heard. People continued to douse the orca with water by hand to keep it from dying until specialists arrived. Here's the dark side of expensive safari hotels. This giraffe accidentally fell into the pool and couldn't get out. It took a whole squad of people to pull the 1,200 kilogram animal out. Looks like they'll be seeing him again soon. But it's not just cute animals that get into trouble. This green anaconda got entangled in this fishing net. These daredevils took to helping the 6-meter snake and risked being strangled for their kindness. A helpless deer got stuck so deep in the mud that all it could do was desperately call for help. And then, this brave Russian man heard its cries and found a way to free the animal. Didn't even say thank you. Well, that's all, y'all. If you've ever had the chance to save an animal, be sure to tell us about it in the comments, because you are a true hero. In the meantime, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss new videos. Bye now.